Every time I hear some news about King Charles giving in to Harry again, I go from thinking that he's weak to conceding that maybe he is just a father who's doing all he can to get his wayward son back on his side, to stop him embarrassing the family and the country internationally. But what I do respect absolutely is the determination of the heir to the throne, Prince William, to give short shrift to Harry, the Duke of Delusion. On his upcoming visit for the coronation, Harry is going to have to deal with his older brother's brutal silent treatment. There is not going to be any discussion of reconciliation between the brothers, and definitely not the public or private apology that Harry and Meghan were demanding up until only a few weeks ago. So the strategy behind the frostiness from William, who Harry described as his arch nemesis and spare, is twofold. Everybody can understand why William is still upset about Harry's behavior over the past 3 years, but especially since their late grandmother passed away just a few months ago. Meghan and Harry used their anti-Commonwealth Netflix series and the publication of that stupid book Spare to cause maximum damage to the monarchy during some of its most difficult hours. And that's before we even get to his anger that Meghan also used two big TV platforms to cast aspersions on his beloved, gorgeous wife Catherine, knowing good and well that as a future queen, she couldn't conduct any kind of fighting back to reveal the truth. And really, William's feelings go far past any feelings of personal anger. He now feels the hands of history on his shoulders as the heir to the throne of the British monarchy. He understands that for the future of the monarchy, the coronation next month cannot be upstaged by the constant distractions that are being set up by Harry and Meghan. William cannot understand why, but it seems like his selfish brother already managed to make the funerals of the late Queen and Prince Philip, not to mention the otherwise magnificent Platinum Jubilee, a lot about his and Meghan's relentless psychodrama, causing so much stress to their older relatives. But not this go around. William is convinced that the focus has to be solely on his father, as he is formally being crowned King Charles III. Now, as tragic as all of this may seem, that does mean there is a real PR risk to agreeing to a simple conversation with Harry, even one that's comprised of only some pleasant small talk. That is because the trust between senior members of the royal family and Meghan and Harry has been absolutely destroyed. They can no longer have meetings alone with either of them because they worry that information could be leaked to the American media with a negative or unfair spin to further damage the monarchy. Recently, it has become reality that Harry has no problem bypassing established US media outlets to use their toxic family business to make more money for him and Meghan. That really hit home with the shock and horror from royal courtiers at the disgusting decision by Harry to include some word-for-word quotations from the grief-stricken king immediately after his own father's funeral, and Harry only did that so that he could make his book a little more dramatic. Up to this point, during moments of family importance, William has tried his best to put his feelings to one side, at least in public. Notably, there was the tense appearance at Kensington Palace to unveil the statue of their late mother, Princess Diana, and then the public walkabout the two couples did together outside of Windsor Castle, which supposedly Catherine described as one of the most difficult things she has ever had to do, according to a recent book by top royal author Robert Jobson. On each of these occasions, we understand why William feels like the goodwill has just been thrown back in his face. While William is trying to make peace, Meghan and Harry are busy trying to create more headlines about the intense feud. And this time, he is determined not to fall into the same trap again. It looks like the stakes are just too high. The decision for Meghan to stay back home in California, which I suspect is because of her innate fear of being booed by the British public, has at least made this scenario a bit easier to figure out. Now, in the beginning, William and his team were scared that the presence of the former Hollywood mattress actress along with Harry at the coronation would provide a big distraction, with real concerns that the couple's time in London would upstage the king with public appearance to illustrate the woke brand that they're so desperate to force on the royal family. However, even though the king has at least partly made peace after a phone call with Harry, the time for William and Catherine to keep on taking chances when it comes to Meghan and Harry, putting their own reputations at risk again, is over. Harry and Meghan wanted to be the stars of the coronation. They wanted good seats, they wanted to participate in the procession, they wanted to be up there on the balcony with the rest of the royal family. They wanted those photos to be seen all over the world. And they also expected a happy birthday song for Archie to fit somewhere in the public celebrations. They wanted recognition not only for themselves, but for their invisible kids. I mean, their demands are just ludicrous. Every single olive branch that the royal family has extended has been thrown right back in their faces with such a brutality. It could only come from the two of them because they want to cause maximum disruption. They basically want to overthrow the monarchy as the world knows it, in spite of the fact that it retains the overwhelming respect of the British public, even after the late Queen passed away. The truth is, Harry and Meghan do not wish for Charles and William to succeed in their post-Elizabethan reinvention of the royal family. Instead, they just want to undermine the UK's amazing traditions that they're no longer a part of. Now, we've got sympathy for the king's predicament because he is a loving father. But I think that it is William and Catherine who understand Meghan and Harry's mood more accurately. The time has come to stop pandering to their egos and understand that there is nothing to be gained by giving in to their demands and entertaining any discussion of formal apologies to Meghan. The only thing that's going to keep Meghan and Harry in business in Hollywood is their proximity to the royal family, and I'm afraid they have lost the right to that. When even Mia Farrow, that liberal Hollywood actress who used to be one of their biggest offenders, admits to being tired of Meghan and Harry, we've got to know the game is up. So no, I wouldn't say that William's silent treatment is cruel at all. It's strategically the very best thing that he can do to defeat Harry and Meghan's ridiculous takedown of the monarchy. It is also what Meghan and Harry deserve. Actually, they deserve a lot worse than that. Just look at how much damage they have done over the past 3 years. Even though William is heartbroken, he's always going to focus on his royal duty. The true life's tragedies this man has had to put up with have been astounding. But he's always so strong and so straightforward too. And Harry's just coming to try and stay relevant and trying to bolster his bank account a little bit too. It's pretty clear that he doesn't have any real interest in his family after he spent the better part of the last few years talking trash about them whenever he got the chance. And you, what do you think about this couple? Please tell me your opinion below in the comments section. If you think my video is useful, don't be afraid to like and share it with anyone else who would enjoy it anytime you want.